presentation of Grip Video has been brought to you by Battle Garage Urban Combat Attire. Battle Garage Urban Combat Attire, supplying you with unique military and hardcore lifestyle-inspired apparel and accessories. Check out their full line of shirts, shorts, pants, hats, bags, and more. In today's world of rampant conformity, don't get caught with your guard down. To get combat ready, visit battlegarage.com today.
Everybody, we're here at Apex R&D to give you a tour of the Sparkle Apex Evo 8. On this project, on the Sparkle Apex Evo, we worked together with Apex to handle all of the engineering and performance aspects of the vehicle. Through that, Apex was able to develop some products that are now available in the aftermarket. This is the race-tested version of a lot of the Apex stuff that is now available in the off-the-shelf standard version for street applications. Some of the products that were developed for the Evo through this project were the air intake box with the heat shield, racing radiator, and they also have now available in the aftermarket a full turbo kit that comes with the wastegate, the manifold, the turbo, and all the necessary piping. It even comes with piping, I believe, to adapt your stock intercooler system with their system, so you don't even need to get a new intercooler. We have the Apex ABCR that we custom painted the cover to match the interior, as well as the Power EFC controller that's been integrated into the center module. The exhaust system was also R&D'd on Apex for their DT exhaust catback system. The hood and the trunk are also pre-preg dry carbon made by AAR and Grenade Shop. Headlights have been opened and repainted by 5-axis models. We have T37 wheels supplied by Volk Racing and Mackin Industries. The vinyl scheme was handled by Modern Image. The interior, of course, is covered all by Sparco. We have the only 2 carbon fiber reclinable seats that aren't in the Ferrari Enzo. We're an OE supplier for Ferrari, but we went ahead and took some of those seats off the production line and plugged them into our Evo. Also, the back seats are wrapped to match the front seats. We have full Sparco 3-inch competition harnesses. This car is one of the best project cars that we've ever done. WRX that we built before this one was pretty freaking fast too. After we got this on the track, there was just no comparison between this and that. Evo's an awesome car. You know, a lot of people ask us, you know, what would you rather have, the STI or the Evo? And it's tough to say. It would be a really, really, really tough decision. I think bone stock to bone stock, I would take the STI any day. But I think if you could heavily modify it any way that you wanted to, I think I would take the Evo over the STI.
Team Pacific Rim has been one of the dominating teams in the professional drift series Formula D. Charismatic driver Daishiro Yoshihara from Tokyo, Japan shares his story with Grip Video.
Hi, I'm Dai Yoshihara. I'm driving for Pacific Rim SR20. I have been drifting for almost 7 years. I started drifting when I was 18. Before, I drifting with my bicycle and motorcycle. It's true. I started drifting in my hometown, Tokyo. It's kind of parking lot making donuts, and then make egg and go mountain at a rainy day. I started drifting with a A86 Hachiroku. It's almost like just has TRD, LSD and coilover, that's it. So it's very hard to drift in, but it's very good for practice because when I get it to drifting with Hachiroku, I can do drifting any other car. After the Hachiroku, I bought C33 low-rate 4-door style with a RB20 DET. It's not so big power, but at least turbocharger, so much easier than Hachiroku. It's very different.
Yokohama cars, throwing some smoke, holy cow! Let's give it up for Taijiro Yoshihara! How have you gotten here?
I came to United States last year, D1 driver search time. I met Jerry through my friend. He said, if you want to drive, he make the car able to drifting. The car compared with Pacific Rim car has good enough power. It has a GT-RS turbine and 264 camshaft. It's very easy to drift, has enough power, but only problem is the power has only high RPM, so need a more high entry speed and then drifting very easy. Most good things is a whole Formula D, round 1 to round 4, no problem. So it is one of the reasons I got second place. It's very important. Most other competitor has lots of problems, lots of break things.
Yeah, we didn't break anything all season, so that's a big reason why Guy was able to finish as high as he did.
Team Pacific Rim is owned and operated by Jerry Sai from the popular online stores iloveracing.com and ilovedrifting.com. Jerry chose Taijiro to pilot his competition right-hand drive Nissan S13.
We're a lot more low budget than other teams are, you know. I mean, I don't know if people are aware, but pretty much when we travel just me and Dai and like maybe 1 or 2 other guys. That's it. We go with no spare parts. We just go with extra tires and hope nothing breaks.
He chose Taijiro mainly because of his smooth style and consistency.
My drifting style is kind of boring. It's not so aggressive. I prefer consistency, so I always try to make smooth. But some judgment told me you should be more aggressive, but still I'd like to do smooth, like Taniguchi style. Maybe I should try more new style. So I'm going to try like more deep angle and crazy. But now I think my style is more calm. I would like to thank all my sponsors who supported me, including Yokohama, Pacific Rim, Outring, Festu. If they didn't help me, I wouldn't have good result. And also I want to say thank you for audience. They give me lots of power to win, and also Tripstream, Jim and Brian. And thank you Grip Video for shooting with me. Thank you very much. Yeah!
I'm the owner of this thing behind me, originally from the UK, now happily living in the US, building this kind of thing and wasting tons of money. So I ended up using the SR20 DT, which is a Japanese motor usually found in the Sylvia or the 180SX in Japan. The reason I went with it is it's very, very light. It's very small, it's very compact, and you can make a ton of power, and there's a ton of mods available. It's so popular over here in the US now that getting hold of any modification for the engine is really easy. And primarily, it sits so far back in the engine bay that it actually turns into sort of a mid-engine car because it's actually, it's a little way behind the crossmember. So that was primarily my motivation for using this engine. Went with the CCW wheels. So they make all sorts of custom sizes, and it's pretty cool because you basically pay one flat price for whatever size of wheel. Again, they're super light. I think they weigh about 14 pounds per wheel. That also helps. Behind the wheels, they have Wilwood 4-piston calipers on each corner. There's a big improvement over the stock drum brakes on the rear and the 1-piston caliper in the front. And it has race polymatrix pads on it, so they tend to not do anything until they're warm. When they're warm, they really stop though. At the back, I have the fuel-safe fuel cell. If you get in a crash or something like that, the fuel's not going anywhere with that. The Apex muffler with a custom 3-inch exhaust all the way around. Suspension-wise, you have Kone double adjustable 8610 series shocks. So I ended up going up with the stack, which is a good quality British item. It basically acts as 10 gauges effectively. It also controls my warning and my shift lights. I can cycle through all the different options. They have peak hold for everything, warnings for everything. I can customize the warnings to go off between like 1 degree. So if oil temperature gets like 146, I can tell it to fire off a warning light. Shift light I can set within 1 RPM. So really, even though it costs a couple of grand, it ends up being not too bad when you add it up compared to the cost of all the individual gauges. Buy British, that's all I can tell you. Pretty much everything has changed. I have the ZG flares on the car to sort of tuck in the wheels, fiberglass hood, roll bars. Engine has a ton of mods, gradient tape manifold, HKS fuel rail, T3 Tier 4 turbo, tile wastegate, Spearco intercooler, giant radiator. Everything on the engine pretty much was changed other than the internals, new water pump, new oil pump. The back is a huge aeromotive fuel pump, aeromotive fuel pressure regulator. All the lines are stainless steel braided. Huge fan, Flexolite fan. This thing gets very hot, especially when cruising around the track. Inside, Sparco Pro 2000 seats, Sparco harnesses. Entire dash is custom, made of aluminum. The thing weighs about 3 pounds. Primarily, I did everything based on weight in this car. The car ends up with 15 gallons of fuel weighing about 2150 pounds. When you have 400 horsepower to the ground with 2100 pound car, you have a pretty decent combo. The car is tricky to drive. There's no power steering. It's very bumpy. Every bushing, every component of the car is solid. The bushings are all aluminum. The engine is mounted solidly. The transmission is mounted solidly. There's no urethane. It's all steel, all aluminum, and all metal on metal. It's a handful to drive, especially with the turbo. There's a bit of lag. It only comes up at about 3,500, 4,000 RPM. When it does, it really hits hard, and that's somewhat tricky in corners and transitional related stuff. Handling-wise, this thing probably pulls 1.1, 1.2 Gs in the corners. And so when I picked the car in the first place, I wanted something light. I wanted something with good handling. So let's go take it out for a drive. It's been great so far. I've done a couple of track days with it. It's always fun, blowing by Z06s and that kind of thing on the straight. They're never expecting that. And so, yeah, I'm quite happy with how it turned out.
I've built a fire of retribution. Next stop, 404, grand finale, Irwindale, California. You got to be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to set everyone else off. Then 2005 is going to be disgusting.
The culmination of the 2004 season was at hand. After the 3 previous events, it was down to the final round of Formula D competition. At this point, the championship was right at the hands of the crazy Swede Samuel Hübinette. The rest of the points positions were anyone's game. Mr. Consistent was at it again. Dai Yoshihara confirmed this with first place qualifying rights. A second place in qualifying sealed the deal for Sam. Sam was now the 2004 Points Series champion. Having gremlins come and go, Ernie Bixmer was very happy with third place qualifying. Ross Petty surprised everyone by jumping into the 4th place in qualifying. Back in the RSR S2000, Alex Pfeiffer was at it again, and with authority.
That was almost it right there.
After a disappointing 16th place qualifying in the last round, Tyler showed that he still knows how to do it. Tony Angelo from Drift Alliance brought out the endless twin-turbo 350Z and put on a great show. Calvin Wan just can't stop impressing us. After a 3rd place finish at the last round, he was at it again. Martin Harjani showed everyone that an 86 can still push it to the limit. Qualifying 10th was off par for risk, but he had something in store for everyone. Wong came out from Hawaii to drive Kaz's S13. Chris Milano was ripping it up during practice, so it was no surprise that he made the field. Coming in at number 13 was Casper Canoa, piloting the beautiful Munster Fabrication S14. Driving the Motorsport Dynamic S13 was James Bondurant. Chris Forsberg of Drift Alliance was having issues, but his SR-powered 350Z still made the field. Rounding out the top 16 qualifying positions was Hubert Young. Earlier in practice, Hubert put the back end of his S14 into the wall. The first round of eliminations set up Dai Yoshihara against Hubert Young. Hubert was all over Dai in this first heat. With Hubert having a slight advantage going into the second heat, it looked like he was sure to win. But a little too much angle put him out of the game, and Dai went home. The next pair set up Ernie Fixmer against James Bondurant. Right away though, the Gremlins came back and Ernie spun. Fortunately for Ernie, James is an excellent driver and was able to go around without swapping paint. This gave James the obvious advantage, but Ernie had to find a car. McKinney Motorsports was gracious enough to offer up their S13. But it seemed Ernie just couldn't dial in the car in such a short amount of time, and James moved on. Ross Petty and Casper Canoa. Ross looked really good in the first heat. Ross had the perfect line and Casper had to cut his line just to try to catch up with Ross.
Ross Petty's been a good line.
Casper started off the next heat kind of slow. Ross was a little anxious and started to get sideways and had to brake. Unfortunately for Ross, this made the car unstable and caused him to spin. Alex Pfeiffer and Chris Milano. These guys are both aggressive drivers who love to go fast, put out a lot of smoke, and extreme angle. Alex set the bar with a perfect line. Chris could only do his best to keep up. The first heat was rather close, but the advantage went to Alex by a narrow margin. Chris got the jump on Alex in the second heat, but Alex was right on his tail. Chris's line was a little bit off, and Alex came through with a better line, sending him to the next round. Tyler McQuarrie and Barry Wong. Tyler started out the heat a little too fast, which caused Barry to have to play catch-up. Barry had a little bobble trying to catch up, and Tyler had the advantage. In the next heat, Barry was on his game, and Tyler was doing the best he could just to keep up. Coming past the judges' booth, Tyler straight-lined it, giving the advantage clearly to Barry. This would make a draw between the first two heats and cause a one more time. In the third heat, Tyler started off again really fast, and Barry had to catch up. Barry caught up, and both guys had good lines, so it caused a draw.
Really consistent. What do you guys think?
In the fourth and final heat, both drivers were on their game, both with good lines, good speed, and angle. But unfortunately for Barry, he lost it at the end, and Tyler moved on to the next round. Tony Angelo and Reese Miller. Tony got off his line and went off course momentarily, narrowly missing the barrier. By going off course, this gave the automatic advantage to Reese. In the second heat, Reese was on fire, and there was no stopping him. Tony was giving it his all just to catch up to Reese, and went offline just a little bit, but this automatically gave the win to Reese. And Reese moved on to the next round. Calvin Wan and Martin Harjani. Calvin was really heating it up in the first round. He was coming in fast with a lot of angle and a lot of smoke. Martin did the best he could to try to keep up and tap the barrier. This automatically gave the advantage to Calvin. In the second heat, Martin was on fire, coming out of the gates super fast. Calvin did the best he could to catch up, but caught up fast and stayed all over it.
Calvin's doing it like it's a job. All over, right on right.
And Calvin moved on to the next round.
Morgan, Calvin won.
Samuel Hubinet and Chris Forsberg. All the fans were anticipating a great show, and they were just about to get it. Sam started off way too fast, leaving Chris in the dust. Chris did his best just to try to catch up, but he hit the wall. This made it an automatic draw, and no advantage was called going into the next round. The second heat was amazing. Both drivers were totally on their game, with great angle, great speed, and right next to each other. Every time Sam tried to poke his head in there, Chris shut the door.
Chris Forsberg's doing it.
The fans were going nuts. They wanted to see a one more time call. The judges took a little while to make their decision, but they agreed. One more time. In the third heat, Sam knew he had to be on it. He came out fast, but Chris was coming fast too. Chris pushed it to the limit just to keep up with Sam. The first round was so close and no one had advantage. Chris knew that in this heat, he had to close the door on Sam. Sam tried his hardest, but he just couldn't match the line and angle of Chris. Sam came in a little too close to the barrier, and bobbled a little bit just to keep off of it. Chris went through the heat without a hitch and gave him the win. This win for Chris was monumental and showed the first time that anyone had defeated Sam. Up until this point, Sam had been undefeated and won the last 3 rounds. As Chris came into the pits, his brother ran to congratulate him. Chris was truly at a loss for words. He just couldn't believe it.
Nothing matters. Nothing matters. It's undefeated. It was undefeated. You win. You win. You win.
What's up? I'm Christine Charles. I'm 19 years old. I'm a model in Hawaii, and I go to school at Chaminade University with a major in broadcast communications. I'm originally from California, and I moved to Hawaii 2 years ago. And I'm now getting ready to move back to California, where I'm originally from, and I'm going to go to school in Cal State Fullerton. I hope to still be able to model down there. Right now, I'm a part-time go-go dancer. I also co-host a local TV show called Wheels Hawaii. Pretty much, I'm just trying to get myself out there and have fun at the same time, because that's really what's important. I got started modeling by a good friend of mine and photographer. He was just supposed to take some headshots for me because I was looking into theater, but he was fortunate enough to introduce me to some great people. And from there, I just started shooting with a lot of photographers, kind of got used to being with a camera. I just started meeting a lot of great people in the industry, and I got my name out there enough to at least get some jobs, and that's how I started. Fans are the best. Like, they're probably what makes everyone so excited and motivated, because they're just so supportive. And even when you're just standing by a car, I mean, you know, those perverted guys, yes, you guys out there, yes, you guys. They're the cool ones. I mean, you just make their day when you kind of just take a picture with them and smile. I'm Filipino and Spanish. That's all, mestiza. My father is 75% Spanish, parents born in Barcelona, Spain, and my mom is 100% Filipino, Tagalog. And right now, I'm really trying to learn Tagalog because I think it's just so fun, and I think it's great to know more than just one language. Hobbies, I like scrapbooking because I take my camera anywhere and everywhere I can because it's just so fun. I play tennis a lot. I like to snowboard, and I love to skate when there's no snow. I like to try to work out, though that's not a hobby. No, not a hobby. I shop a lot. When I don't have money, or when I do have money, I shop. Credit cards, ladies, such a bad thing to have. I love to dance. That's my thing. This is my dance move on the go-go dance floor. I like to try and make new moves, bring it to the club scene, whether it looks funky or not, you know. So, clubbing is not a hobby, but I'd have to say I love to dance, and that has to do with clubbing. I love Filipino food. I eat all the Fabi food. Kare-kare, adobo, pancit. I have a Shih Tzu back home in California who I miss. Her name's Princess. I named her after her mother. And she's a very cute dog. She has an underbite, and everyone makes fun of her. She's almost 6 years old, and she likes to dig in the dirt, and she likes to sleep in the dirt. She's a dirty little dog, actually, but she's always there when I need someone to accompany me. Tear. Turn-ons. I really like a guy who smells good, but it's not that cheap Calvin Klein kind of cologne. So he's got to smell good, and he's got to be really confident. That's just a turn-on for me. I mean, you know how girls really dig the jerks? That's me. I dig the jerks. Turn-offs. People who do drugs. I don't like drugs, and I don't like people when they're on their highs or their lows. No drugs, that's a turn off big time. My ideal guy would have to be someone who likes to be active, doesn't like to just stay at home. I like social people. I like to socialize myself. So I want a guy who can be the man's man and then a ladies' man at home with me, and very family oriented and very goal oriented, and the list goes on and on. But basically I want them to be Mr. Perfect. 101% perfect. So thanks so much to Grip Video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you guys ever want to visit me, check out my website, www.christinecharles.com. christinecharles.com. Bye. Aloha.
Motorsports, your Nissan performance shop. From building custom RV Skyline engines to complete one-of-a-kind prototype cars. See your dreams come true at McKinney Motorsports.
Okay, give them a round of applause. Go D1 drivers.
Welcome to SEMA at the Las Vegas Convention Center. Staunch SEMA supporter Yokohama Tires commandeered the autocross course between the two main halls at the Convention Center grounds during this year's convention. The stands were packed with spectators and onlookers.
Okay, I want to show you Utsumi doing outside of the car doing drifting there. Rodeo drifting.
The audience was in awestruck as they watched the automotive waltz materialize right before their eyes. Yokohama Tires invited the top professional drivers from Japan and the US to introduce drifting to America and the world. Top pro drivers showing off their skills were Ken Nomura piloting his Blitz-powered 4-door R34 Skyline, Takahiro Ueno driving his Vertex Soar, and Uchi ripping the DRFT S13, just to name a few. Team Orange, consisting of Asamoto, Tanaka, and Kumakubo, showed the extreme side of drifting with their precision and expert car control. They always know how to put on a great show. exhibition of power, speed, and car control showed many top automotive executives and attendants what drifting is all about. The event dispelled the myth of drifting just being burning rubber and utter chaos, and actually has paved the way for a bright future for drifting in America. Stay tuned. Video would like to thank Yokohama Tires for inviting us to their exclusive and prestigious event. ilovedrifting.com is your source for hard-to-find drift-inspired apparel, rare magazines, collectible toys, videos, posters, accessories, and more. Shop for new items every week at ilovedrifting.com, 24 hours a day, every day.
主催する、M スポーツの壮行会に来てます、場所は、恵比寿サーキットの南コースです、これからちょっと、何人か走り屋を紹介したいと思います。それじゃあまずはアメリカ人も皆さん知ってます Z でドリフトをしている、この辺での若手を紹介しましょう。まずはこの Z の持ち主、実は兄弟なんですけど、弟はまだまだ兄貴は実はちょっとは D1 ドライバーだった、はい、昔ねもう一回 D1 ドライバーになろうと頑張ってます、はい、紹介します、小山兄弟です。小山悟と昇です。悟の方が、兄貴の方が赤い Z、弟が黒い Z で、今日は兄弟の息の合ったところを見せてくれるはずなんですが、皆さんぶつかっちゃうのも期待しましょう。頑張ります。ちなみに昇は何年？19歳と23歳19歳と23歳で、ドリフト歴は5年です。兄貴が5年、弟はまだ1年半だそうです。それでも今日はいいところを見せてくれるはずです。頑張ります。ドリフトを始めたきっかけは
先輩がたまたま不当に練習しに行くのをついてって助手席に乗った時にくるくる回ってどこ走ってんだと分かんないのを感動して、それで Z でやったらかっこいいんじゃないかなって思ったらやっちゃいました
ということです。なんで兄弟で Z にそんなにこだわるの？
Z にこだわる理由は、それは実は父親が Z を俺小学校の時に新車で買っちゃいまして、それを見てすごくかっこいいなと思って、俺が買ったら真似して弟も買いました。
ということなんで、日本でも Z で兄弟で走ってるのはまずいないと思うんで、アメリカも Z はすごく人気があると思うんで、走りを楽しみにしてください。元気？今ね、この2人日本を代表するバカップル、2人ともこう見えても D1 ドライバーなんですよ。ナイスバディこの2台の車でね、2人とも D1 してますので、アメリカの皆さんも
D1 drivers on hand at Tanaka Drift Day. See you next time.
My name is Stan Chan. I'm actually the builder of this 97 Audi A4 owned by Chelsea Yang. The car started off as a silver 1.8T. We did the fender flares. We imported the kit from Germany through DTM Auto House. And from there we went to a body shop, got all the stuff custom made, put on a set of DTM Cruise rims. The Cruise 10s for the engine, went ahead and put in the PES T28 turbo kit and put an Apex front mount intercooler from Sylvia and custom made the piping through AutoLink. From there it was pretty much set. We put some seats in it, did some audio. After a while we did some shows and got on the cover of Eurotuner magazine, I believe in 2002. We then decided to change the color. Chelsea wanted a purple color, so we found the 97 Porsche 993, which is what's called the Blue Violet Metallic. We repainted it through M1 Auto Body. We made a custom carbon fiber hood, carbon mirrors, roof diffuser, rear bumper diffuser, did a purple fade on all the edges, and we decided to put a cage in it. Went through Duke's roll cages in the Riverside, built a custom cage, chromed it out. The guys at Creative Audio, Santa Fe Springs, they built a clean setup for us because we didn't want crazy fiberglass, still want to keep like a race theme going. We were doing some shows then, we also been on the cover of Fort Racer magazine, I believe in 2003. We were going to go to our last show, which for last year, which was the Import Show Off Classic show. The day before the show, the head blew, and so we missed that show. Head got rebuilt. We charged some of the valves, opened up the bowls on the intake side, exhaust side, and glass beaded the head, put it all together again. Did some more fuel tuning, went to split second, and we got one of their PST1 fuel computers. It basically acts like a standalone, but it runs off of OEM sensors. After doing that, did some tuning onto that, and we were able to pull out 290 to the wheels and 302 pound-feet of torque on just the T28, which is some head work. We have all the rims, the DTM Cruise, dtmcruise.com. That's our European wheel line, and we also have a Japanese wheel line called jlinewheels.com, and we have our clothing line called Function Garage. The website's functiongarage.com. And shout out to our team Garage Life, McGuire's for taking care of the paint on this car and all of the cars on Garage Life, Toyo Tires for sticking with us for 5 years, and all the other sponsors that took care of this car as well as all the cars on our team, and to Grip Video for coming all the way out from Hawaii to bear the heat out here in lovely San Gabriel Valley.
The second round of elimination started out with Alex Pfeiffer and Casper Cano. Right from the start, it looked like Casper was really going to give Alex a run for his money. Casper took on a little too much angle and spun out, giving Alex the advantage going into the next heat.
Job, Casper, the dub, monster fabrication, SR20.
Alex was all over Casper. There was nothing he could do to stop his attack. Alex was triumphant and moved on to the next round. Chris Millen and Chris Forsberg. Reese had the jump on Chris with a quick start, but Chris didn't lose any ground and had a better line than Reese. Which gave him a mild advantage. In the second heat, Reese was all over Chris's bumper. But apparently a little too close. And the judges wanted to see more, so one more time was called. In the third round, things looked pretty good for Chris until he lost his line. This gave the advantage to Reese going on into the fourth heat. Once again, Reese was attached to Chris's bumper. There was nothing he could do to stop him. And Reese moved on to the next round. Tyler McQuarrie and James Bondurant. Coming onto the course, James was lacking in the angle department. But Tyler had a bobble and straightened out, making it a dead heat. In the second heat, Tyler just had a much better line, giving him the win and moving him on to the next round. Dai Yoshihara and Calvin Wan. This was a battle many of us have been looking forward to. Calvin really seemed on his game, and so did Dai. This first heat ended up being a dead heat. In the second heat, we were wondering if anyone was going to make a mistake, as both drivers were just ripping it. But alas, same as before. So the judges asked for it one more time. Heat number 3. once again, a dead heat, with 2 great runs. Just when we thought this battle was never going to end, Calvin's car ran into some mechanical problems, handing over the win to Yoshihara.
Looks like it got technical difficulties.
Yoshihara and Alex Pfeiffer. Alex had appeared to be on his game tonight, so this looked to be a great matchup. Alex got a little bit off his line, but straightened things out. This gave Dai a slight advantage. In the second heat, it seemed to be like the opposite of the first. Had a slight bobble, but maintained control, which made this round a dead heat. And one more time was called by the judges to make a final decision. In the third heat, Alex and Dai were toe-to-toe. It was a dead heat going into heat 4. Again, it was starting to look like no one was going to win. But in a kickback, Alex had a little too much angle and spun out. This gave Dai the win and to move on to the finals. Tyler McQuarrie and Reese Milling. In the first heat, there was nothing that Tyler could do to shake Reese from his tail. Every turn, Reese was right there on his shoulders. This gave Reese the advantage going into the second heat. Shooting out of the gates, Reese was hard to stop. It took everything Tyler had in him to try to follow the line and the angle that Reese had achieved. To no avail, Reese took the win and moved on to the finals. The battle for third place came down to Alex Pfeiffer and Tyler McQuarrie. In the first heat, Tyler had problems keeping up with Alex. Alex's line angle and speed were just too much. This gave Alex the advantage going into the second heat. Entering the course in the second heat, you would have thought Alex was attached to Tyler's bumper. Every move he made, Alex just made in return, and there was nothing he could do to shake him. This gave Alex a third place finish for Formula D Irwindale. Finals and the battle for supremacy. Dai Yoshihara and Reese Milling. In the first heat, Reese was all over Dai. Reese had a better line coming into the turn, giving him the advantage going into the second heat. Second heat, Reese couldn't shake Dai. He pushed his angle and pushed it a little too far, and it took everything in Dai's power to keep from swapping paint. The judges gave this heat to Dai and asked for it one more time. Coming into the third heat, it looked to be a dead match. But Reese had a much better line than Dai, so the advantage went to Reese in the third heat. D. Dai was really going to have to do something special to take away the advantage from Miller. But there was nothing he could do. Reese's line was just too much.
Reese Millen coming in with a good angle, guys. You're all over.
This would now mark the first time that Samuel Hubinette did not sweep the series. We had a new winner, Reese Millen. Reese and Dai made a little victory lap up to the podium. Once again, this has been another exciting edition of Formula D from Irwindale, California.
Drift Alliance for you, the House of Drift, is Daijiro Yoshihara. So the first place winner of the final race in Irwindale House of Drift is Reese Millen in the Pontiac GTO.
For more information and point standings, please visit www.formulad.com.
Reese Millen, flying for it out. Daijiro.
Hi, I'm Dai Yoshihara. You're watching Grip Video.
What happened, man? What happened?
I don't know, I think
The wall moved?
Fuck that, I can't drive this car. Tomorrow tells me, so I can't.
Brandon's got a really good line always. Got it.
I got some zip ties. You got a hammer too, right? Yeah, I don't got a hammer. duct tape? Duct tape. Duct tape some gum. Snot. But if you let the snot dry a little bit, help you with that.
special thanks to our sponsors. C-Tune Racing Suspension and Aero Parts. Top grade suspension for S13, S14, Z32, Z33, WRX, AE86, Integra Type R, and Civic Type R. Come to C-Tune's state-of-the-art facility to dyno tune your SR4AG, RB, and B-Series engines. Visit us at ctunracing.com. DG Trials hosts drifting practice days along the East Coast and is expanding into your area. If interested in getting your car sideways in a safe, legal, and comfortable environment, check out dgtrials.com. Just Drift brings you some of the most exciting amateur drift events to hit the West Coast. If you're looking for the fun, friendly, and fast-paced sideways time of your life, then buckle up, sit tight, and check out the next Just Drift event. For more